Welcome back to another episode with Mystic Scales and Fae Tales Podcast. Your favorite fantasy, romance, romantasy, dystopian, romance, everything
contemporary,
everything in between podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Jennifer.
And I'm your other host, Lee.
And today is a mini episode, which if you've listened to us before, it's our short 30-minute episodes. We do them every other week, and then we do also long episodes that are an hour long. We love to review different kinds of books on this podcast, as we just said with all the genres. And we have a 600-member book club on the app Babel that, if you're from the book club, welcome back. You can join us, if not, by looking up Mystic Scales Fae Tales Podcast or looking up Fae Tales. You'll find us immediately. We are deep inside the Grishaverse, which is all the books from Lee Bardugo in that. It's Shadow and Bone, Six of Crows, and soon to be King of Scars. So we are reviewing, going through them. We talk about like fan art. We talk about our reactions and questions and theories on the book club, and then we review them here. So make sure to check that out if you want to get like a long haul series with us. We do that in the book club, and then we have these awesome mini episodes or other long one-off episodes where we talk about the books we're reading on the side, because we can't get enough of reading. We just somehow have the time to do it, but also not the time. And this is one of those books today because it was one I kind of threw into the mix. And I read it and then immediately went, Lee, you need to read this. And it was really exciting because I discovered it more, because I will have to say, sadly, because it's coming to Prime Video.
Okay, I feel
bad.
wasn't sure.
I wish I knew it before. No, I didn't really know it before. I might have seen the cover a few times, because it does remind me of like, kind of similar to like the vibes of Abby Jimenez like covers. Yeah. So I feel like I've definitely maybe seen them, but I knew more about it because of Prime Video. So the book we're going to talk about today is Every Summer After by Carly Fortune. It is coming to Prime in June 10th. The episodes are dropping. If you have been living under a rock, Prime Video is adapting a bunch of books to movies or TV shows. They have hit their sweet spot. They realize that they make a lot of money from us book girlies. And their big wave was The Summer I Turned Pretty, obviously. And they've done a few others before that, but that was their biggest one. And they are the future adapters of Fourth Wing. And they have their Summer of Obsession, which we will definitely go into more on another episode, because we are locked in. We are their core audience, and they have trapped us. They sure did. So we were really excited because I read this book and I said I want to read it before it becomes before I watch the TV show, because I'm trying to do that as much as I can. I read it, I fell in love, and I told Lee, and she fell in love. So today, spoilers ahead for Every Summer After, the book first. Right. Obviously, this is coming out before.
If you're looking up the TV show, it's called Every Year After. So they did change the title. So that will be interesting when we get to the show. But yes, Every Summer After. I really tried not to look at the show, so I didn't like have the actors be in my head. And then afterwards I looked it up and I was like, hey, that guy is from High School Musical, the series. And you're like, yeah. I was like, oh, he was just a child.
Yes, he is. The cover is very pretty. They have a deluxe edition coming that's sprayed edges.
So we did the audiobook, and I think at the end of our audiobook there was a Charlie chapter, or like exclusive.
They have a sneak peek. Yeah, to One Golden Summer.
Did you listen to it? I didn't listen.
I started to, but it was like the girl he falls in love with, maybe, her perspective. And I don't know, I think because I was like, I played it right after this one ended, and I think I was just so in my head thinking about this one that I wasn't paying attention, so I just stopped. I was like, I'll read it later. Like, it's not like I'm not going to read it. But I was just so into this book.
Yeah, I was like, I can't do Charlie's story right now. Like, I need to process
Literally.
the first one.
I also was so excited because we haven't talked about it like
Yeah,
together. So I wanted.
yeah.
Okay, let me read the back of the book, Ed.
Okay, dive
So
in.
every summer after, great note that Lee said it's every year after for the Amazon show. The New York Times and #1 okay, I can skip that. 6 summers to fall in love, 1 moment to fall apart, a weekend to get it right. They say you can never go home again, and for Percy Fraser, ever since she made the biggest mistake of her life a decade ago, that has felt too true. Instead of spending glittering summers on the lakeshore of her childhood, she stays in a stylish shitty apartment, keeping everyone a safe distance from her heart. Until she receives the call that sent her racing back to Barry's Bay and into the orbit of Sam Florek, the man she never thought she'd have to live without. For 6 summers, through hazy afternoons on the water and warm summer nights working in his family's restaurant, Percy and Sam had been inseparable. Eventually that friendship turned into something more before it fell spectacularly apart. When Percy returns to the lake for Sam's mother's funeral, oh wow, they get into it right away. Their connection is undeniable as it always had been. Their connection is as undeniable as it had always been. Jesus. But until Percy can confront the decision she made, they'll never know whether their love is bigger than their biggest mistakes of their past. Told over the course of 6 summers in the past and 1 weekend all in the present, every summer after is a gorgeously nostalgic look at love and the people and the choices that mark us forever.
So this
Okay.
is like friends to lovers, but also
Friends to
second
lovers.
chance. And I think both of us were like, I think I like this. I think this is a new trope for us.
Yeah, we did not know. I did not know that I would fall in love with friends to lovers. Obviously, we read it for Emily Henry, which you meet on vacation. And I would say like if you liked people you meet on vacation, you would love this. Like they have very
Yeah.
similar vibes.
Yeah.
Obviously, this is more of like through their youth and through pivotal moments in their lives where like people meet on vacation, they're a little older. So it's like different depths in terms of the things that they face.
Sure.
But this like yearning and the friends to lovers and like miscommunications of things and the big mistake, like that's very similar to this. So definitely I was very surprised that I think I really, really like friends to lovers. Like it's so endearing of a trope. I don't know.
We're gonna have to like test this out and like read some more and see what we think, So.
Yeah. So any recs for friends to lovers, let us know.
Let us know. Yeah.
I actually just downloaded the book club guide, which is really good. So I'm gonna ask some questions from it. Yeah, I know they have like a whole guide. It's so cute. Oh my God. Okay, so I love this. So they have 3 updates in the book. I'm reading this from the book club guide, just so y'all know. In the book, Percy and Sam create a game called 3 Updates, and they would play this when they went for long stretches apart. And whenever they would see or talk to each other, they would tell each other 3 biggest pieces of news in rapid fire. For example, Percy once told Sam, I have a new draft from my store for you to read. I'm training for the 400-meter freestyle. I got a B on my algebra exam. What are 3 updates you will share with your best friend the next time you see or talk to them? And you're my best friend.
3 updates.
I finished Soul Searching. I'm starting Ruin and Rising. And I have a bunch of bookmarks I need to organize.
Oh, those are good. Okay. I just went to a used bookstore and got a bunch of books. I don't know. I've been waking up early to go to the gym, which is like crazy for me. And this is kind of silly, but I have a Saturday off and I don't have any plans, so I'm excited.
3 updates. What are yours, guys? No, I'm just kidding. Anyway, back to the book. Percy and Sam are fast friends. What do you think each gets from their relationship?
Oh, that's kind of tough. I mean, they both get like This sounds silly, but a person.
Let me articulate better. I don't really know. They are each other's, like, literally, like, other half, you know? Like, neither of them is them completely themselves with anyone else. And I think that's one of the things that I really enjoyed about it is, like, you could really, like, feel that connection between them. And it was so, like, it was wholesome and, like, gut-wrenching at the same time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think I really enjoyed this idea of following them through the most pivotal times of their lives as growing up, because like you're more innocent and you're more vulnerable when you're younger, and then also you're going through like embarrassing moments and changes and body changes and mentality changes, and they're with each other through it all. And
Mhm.
so they really understand each other inside and out, and they get to see so many different aspects of themselves. So like they do become that other half, and that like, I don't want to say soulmate part of it,
But,
but that
like,
feeling of the person
yeah,
that like you just like, it's your missing puzzle piece. And so to see that so young is so
yeah,
intriguing and so like, it just
yeah,
this book is just very endearing. The whole book itself, like I'm going to use that word a bunch because it's what it feels like. So
yeah.
I think that Sam is able to take a lot of Percy's like creativity from
Mhm.
her and like definitely use it in his own life, and he's able
And
to
she's kind
take.
of brash, you know? And I think he needs
Mm-hmm.
that.
It makes him a little more bold, I think,
Yeah.
in certain
Like, with it.
aspects. But then
Yeah.
yeah, and she could take his patience as well and
Mhm.
his comfort. He's like
Mhm.
he feels like a blanket. Like he feels like a very comfort kind of
Yeah.
guy, even when he's younger. And I think that the that showing that brash and that relationship is the most seen when she first does this the swim across the lake. And he's
Mm.
so anxious. And I was like, why
Mhm.
is he so anxious? But he's so anxious for her, and he's so worried for her, like she's gonna
Yeah.
drown, all these things. It's like, that's not gonna happen. None of that's gonna happen. But she
Yeah.
has so much confidence, and she thinks he's so cute for everything, and their relationship shows through it. And she's just like, it's fine. He's like, I don't know if it's fine. And then when they get to the end, he's so happy and so proud of her, and it's like this
Mhm.
relief. And they make a tradition to do every summer. So it's like you could see that the positive effects the two of them give to each other without even just
Mhm.
trying, like just existing.
Mhm.
And to have
Yeah.
someone like that is just whoa.
Yeah. And I think, like, the soulmate thing, I think for them, like, you could say that exists as, like, their friendship. And that's shown, like, when, like, it's 12 years later and they still just fall into this, like, easy rhythm. And that's all they want to do is, like, give each other the 3 updates and, like, just be back in their lives. And I think, like, it would have been hard if they didn't end up together, like, romantically. Like, each one of them, like, would have struggled, but I also think that they would have put in the work to, like, maintain their friendship just because, like, they meant that much to each other, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So it's
I
deep.
was heartbroken by this like time apart. And what's funnier is as a reader, she did it such an intriguing way because they have this time apart, but as a reader, you never actually have to experience that time apart because they're going
Yeah.
back and forth between time, whatever. But then when you like really get to the end and you have your twist of the story, which we could talk about,
Mhm.
there is this aspect of like, I just felt so heavy and so sad for her and thinking, and I felt obviously sad for Sam, but I guess because we're getting her perspective, like I just was like, she went years feeling not herself, depressed, icing people out, basically like feeling in the dark because she was missing this person in her life. And I was like, I just kept thinking like there was a possibility that this could have went where she went the rest of her life like this. And she never talked to him again, and she never fixed anything. And then she just was never lived her life to 100%. It's like as if a gray color went across her
Yeah.
lens, and she was just
Yeah.
living life like that. I was like, whoa, this is sad.
Yeah, and I think at first I was like, wow, 12 years, like, she's really, like, harping on that, like, that's such a long time. But then, like, as an adult, time goes by so fast, and, like,
Mhm.
we're already, like, in June, basically, and to, like, think about, like, even 10 years ago, like, and people that I probably haven't seen in that long, but, like, at least, you know, you might still be like in contact with them or like have them on Facebook or something, like to have them be like completely cut off. And like to have that happen so like relatively young, like they were
So
18.
young. So then
So
things feel even like bigger than they are too.
right. And to just have them have to go through like the processing of it, and you see that like Sam doesn't handle it well, like at all.
Nope.
And just know that like they were still so young, but for such like a monumental thing between them was a lot.
I think what broke my heart more is that like Sue dies and Percy never gets to see her and talk to her again. And like that's that kind of reflection you take back. Like there's a lot of messages in this book, obviously. And I think like that one was the most impactful in a way of like that like true thing of like, you know, you only live once. And like if she didn't wait this long, and like we said, there's a lot of factors. You could say time flies, you never know. But then I'm sure that that was a weight on Percy that like if she had only come around sooner, she could have even by months, she could have at least seen Sue and talked to Sue one last time before she passed. And I'm like, oh, that's heartbreaking.
Yeah, and especially because like she eventually asks Sam, she's like, did she hate me? And it's like, you carried that the whole time too? Like, that's horrible.
She carried so much guilt and pain and thinking everyone hates her, and then losing also her safe space of the lake and going back to the city life that she didn't even enjoy. And then she loses Delilah, her one best friend. Yeah. I was like, girl, the depression is deep.
A lot. Yeah. I was like piecing together the twist. I'm sure you were.
I warned Lee about it too because I didn't want her to be angry.
And I did have to stop reading. Like once I was like, I'm pretty sure I know what it is. And I was like very angry with her. And I knew it was going to like affect me emotionally. But I actually think like reading it, like it wasn't as bad.
No, it's not.
Because like the way that it happens, it felt very like organic and like believable, I think.
It felt like it would happen in real life.
Yeah.
Which is what you just said, believable. Yeah.
Yeah. And it hurt me because like the first thing I thought was like, that was the one thing like Sam, like that really got to him. Like even from their first meeting, he like thought that she was just like talking to him because she was interested in Charlie. And like that little boy hurt. I was just like, no, not that. And then it also was tough because like you could tell that like throughout, like Charlie cared about her. Like he wasn't being like nasty particularly either. So like this is just,
he didn't seek out to steal his brother's girl.
Right.
But it wasn't a love triangle.
Right. Like he wasn't gonna do that, but circumstances, and that's where like it just gets messy. And things happen.
His emotions. She's thinking that Sam just broke up with her. She's like, he's icing me out. And then, like you mentioned when we were texting, you were like, he didn't even tell her about about him going on this program. Like that was the losing of the trust. Like, and they're so young and they're just starting on a relationship. And all she did was always trust Sam. And she's like losing trust. And then you call, like all of it like was so perfectly written because it's like then she calls and then there's a girl that picks up and they're drunk. And it's just like, of course, like your emotion could be so heightened. And I particularly love that when she did in the writing, that she has Charlie and Percy, I'm saying she is the author, go on this like date-ish. And when they come back, like they're not drunk and make a drunk mistake. Like they're very sober and they know what they did. I think that adds to the weight of it. There's no like mushy, oh, we were drunk and it was stupid. Like, no. And I think what hurts even more is that Percy and Sam never had their first kiss. And then Percy...
Or their first time.
Percy was a virgin.
Yeah.
And Charlie took the first kiss and Charlie took her virginity. Yeah. And I just was like, no. I was like, no. I was like, oh my God. I was on the bus listening, staring out the window, just like, Like, do I start crying right now, or do I
Oh my
just stare into the
God.
abyss? Like, I can't believe I'm
Yeah,
listening to this.
it was heavy. It was a lot.
Very heavy. Very
Oh my
heavy.
God. And I hated, oh my God, what was I going to say about Sam? Oh, when she goes to like his graduation and she realizes that like her Sam is not the same Sam that like everyone else sees. Like he's popular and has all these friends and like is high-fiving people. And she's like, wait, like I thought Sam was like quiet Sam, like he's my Sam. And like that's so jarring. And it was so sad. And you could just like feel like that was like the first little fissure in like her doubt, you know? And it was like, you can't blame her for that. Like they had summers, like what does she expect? But that was
Yeah, they were
tough.
starting to be grounded in reality, and the reality was hard for them to grapple. So you could feel the distance starting, which is a great transition to my next question from this book club guide, which
Okay.
is the relationship began when they were very young. Do you think it would have survived had they not broken up? Did they need the time apart to ultimately end up together?
I think that should be a two-part question because part one should be, should they have waited like Sam insisted,
Mm,
like first? And
yeah.
then did they need to? I mean, based on like how Sam felt and how he was handling school, I don't think they would have lasted. So I'm going to say yes.
They would have broken up. Yeah, me too.
Yeah. And maybe they would have come back together, but who knows later in life. And then, I don't know, what do you think about like he was trying to be so mature when they didn't date when they were 15.
He was trying so hard. I was just like, just go for it, bro. Like, you're a teenager.
You're
Like,
kids.
yeah, experience that, like, that love, that
Mhm.
first love together, whatever the case may be. I think they would have eventually broken up because, like we said, Sam needed to discover, like, who he was outside of Barry's Bay.
Mhm.
And, like, that's right, Barry's Bay, right? That's the place.
Yeah, which is
And,
Canada.
like,
This is all
yes,
Canada.
which I think in the show they're changing it to the US.
Interesting.
But I thought when I heard the trailer they said Seattle, so I was like, what?
Oh.
But we need to watch it again.
Mhm.
But like he needed to discover who he was. He needs to like have the love for his hometown because now when he's adult, we see that he does, and to not. He needed a lot of change in perspective,
Yeah.
and he was very like, which Charlie points out when they're younger, like he's just like always expecting Percy to be there, like no matter
Mhm.
what. So like he could
Mhm.
go weeks without talking to her or
Mhm.
days and
Mhm.
just like it's fine. Like we've always been like this. We've been emailing like this is how we
Mhm.
are, but it's like that's how you are as friends. It's not how you are as
Right.
like a relationship. So it would have
Right.
downhill. So like I think you're right. Like I don't think that the action was right. Of course not. I was sleeping with Charlie, but like I can
Right.
see so much of the lead up to it. It's like he really was just like always expecting her to just be there for him, like at his beck and call, but then he
Mhm.
wasn't there for her, and
Mhm.
she didn't even go off to college yet. So imagine if she had went off to college and then needed that support and felt so alone, and then he just
Right.
was never there. It's
Yeah.
like, whoa, that's not great.
Yeah. It's funny because, like, on paper, like, no pun intended, but Sam seems like the perfect guy, right? He's like so respectful and he's so smart and he's like always thinking of her, so sweet. But like in a way, he's dumb because he's overthinking. So he's like crushing their relationship and kind of like messing up his own like future, even with the schooling, because he's just like doing too much, you know? And it's like, it's so sad to see that in like clearly like a smart and like emotionally intelligent person, but he don't got it together just yet. So,
One of the questions is the story is told from Percy's point of view. What moments do you wish you could have peeked inside Sam's head?
I think definitely when he went away, or like maybe not when he went away exactly, but when he like applied for the early program, or like
Oh, and
what
didn't
was
tell
going
her?
on then. Yeah. I think I'd also kind of like to see like when she comes back, so like a later in life thing. And I kind of want to talk about, like, I want to ask you about Taylor, the girlfriend.
Oh my God, I forgot about her. I was like, who?
And because I was like thinking about it and I was like, I get like why she had to be there, but she was handled so quickly. I was like, did we really need this part? Like, did she need to be a physical being? Like, could she have just been mentioned, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, I think it could have easily just been like he just got out of a long-term relationship, and that could have been
Yeah.
mentioned of someone being like, bro, like you just broke up with Taylor like last week. Are you sure you're okay? And that could have still gotten to Percy's head without it
Right.
being an actual person there. Like I didn't think that she
Right.
needed to be there because then of course they were just like, well, they broke up. Like she's only here for the moral support of the funeral. Made sense. But like I think it would have been more impactful if she had never been there. Percy had learned about this Taylor and them breaking up recently, and maybe she's like anxious and like freaking out, like Sam's not ready, and then they go to the funeral and then Taylor shows up. That would have been more impactful, I think, in terms of like what you're trying to do with that and
Sure. Yeah.
testing
Yeah.
their relationships.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I like that. But okay, what do you want to see from Sam's perspective?
I would have loved to see like one of the moments like when they're younger, just to like get in his head of like what he thought. There's so many. I'm trying to think. I like when they're like first meeting like Delilah. Oh, I would have loved it when Percy brought the boyfriend.
Oh my God.
That would have been great. But that would have been great to like get the like, you know, he's yearning for Percy, and also like they've been so funny. And I think just one of the earlier moments, like them when they're getting into the routine of swimming and
running,
and
yeah,
running or watching the scary movies.
Yeah,
or a moment of him in college when they're apart.
Yeah, any of those would have been good.
I saw another question I liked that I wanted to ask you before. How do you think Charlie feels about Percy in the past and present?
I feel like he was, I was going to say like always in love with her.
Really? I didn't think that.
I don't think he noticed her in the beginning though. Like, because the first kiss thing, like he didn't care. But they're like, I think after, maybe it's when they're 16 or something, when he really starts fighting with Sam about things. I think he's like fighting feelings, or at least like caring about her more, you know, than just like, oh, that's my brother's best friend, or like that's my brother's girlfriend, you know?
Yeah.
But I feel like he matured a lot. And I think at some point, like he knew, like it wasn't about him, and he wasn't going to make it about him. Like they even say he and Percy live in the same city when they're older, and he's never like reached out or anything like that. And he could have easily done that. Like he could have not like easily taken her, but he could have at least like still been in her life. And that doesn't happen.
How did you feel about the blow up? Like in present time? Like when Sam asked her, when she admits it to Sam, and then Sam's like, what do you say? Like, did you like her, whatever? And then she like gets a panic attack. And then when they talk, he's like, I've always known. Like, how'd you feel about that?
I mean, that scene was kind of a lot. Like when they're yelling, and then she's outside, and he's on the porch, and he's naked. And it's just like, oh my gosh. I guess it was like really raw and really real. And I think, because I think even Sam says, like, I didn't mean to yell at you, or like I hadn't planned to yell at you.
He thought that he was over it, and then it triggered.
Yeah. And I think that was important, that he needed to like get all that out, because like he's so reserved and, like you said, so patient. And this was a really big thing and a really bad thing. And like, I can't imagine being over it quickly. So I think it was tough, but I'm glad that she told him, you know, and I'm glad they were able to like, I also like that he can like bring her down from the panic attacks.
Oh my God.
And
Panic attacks were done so well in this book. I suffer from panic attacks, and just listening to it was very hard, but also like in a good way, because I felt like she just captured it so beautifully and so real. So I was very, very happy with it.
Yeah, I thought she did a good job.
So my last question for you before I get into something fun that's in here is, what do you think of Delilah?
Okay, so at first I hated her, and you know this. I was like, she's terrible. And I didn't like how she was just kind of like a mean girl and yada yada. But then I really liked her like in the college years, and when she calls,
even the high school.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, she was a good friend, you know? And she grows too, like the one summer where she's like, no boys, like she's focused on school. And Percy is like, I never thought I'd see the day. But yeah, so she calls Percy and like tells her like Sam hit on me, and obviously Percy freaks out. And then I was sad that they didn't, like, Delilah and Percy didn't reconcile any sooner.
Yeah.
But again, like, that was just Percy living in her guilt.
Her bubble.
Yeah. So I was really glad in the end when she says, like, oh, and there's a flash of red hair in the house. And I was like, oh, Delilah's back.
Yeah, and they hugged, and she was just like, I've been waiting for you, bitch. And I was like...
Yeah.
Love that. Yeah, I thought she was a great friend. Their relationship reminds me a lot of The Summer I Turned Pretty.
Yeah, 100%. Like the scene where Delilah first comes to visit is like exactly what happens with Taylor and Belly. Yeah. So I was like, okay.
So in this guide, before we wrap it up, there is movie and book recommendations, and there's Percy's list and Sam's list. So Percy's movie list, between guests, is Blair Witch Project, What Lies Beneath, Misery, The Great Outdoors, and 13 Going on 30. Her reading list is The Push by Ashley Audrain, When the Reckoning Comes by Latanya McQueen, Summer Suns by Lee Mandello, Summer Sisters by Judy Bloom, and 28 Summers by Aline Hildebrand. I apologize if I got all those names wrong. Sam's movie list is Gross Autonomy, Awakenings, Blue Jay, My Girl, and Juro Dreams of Sushi. Sam's reading list is Saturday by Ian McKenwin, This Is Going to Hurt, Secret Diaries of Junior Doctor by Adam Kay, Words in the Deep Brew by Kath Crowley, Dirt by Bill Bufford, and A Life in the Bush, Lessons from My Father by Roy McGregor. Their playlist, this is for all of the playlists, okay. For like a survive of the book is Summer Girl by Haim, Islands in the Sun, Weezer, How Do I Know by Here We Go Magic, I Really Like You by Carly Rae Jepsen, Boom Clap, oh my god, Boom Clap. And I hear that song, I only think of The Fault in Our Stars. Summer Rain by Leanne Bridges, Heat Waves, Glass Animals, Cranes in the Sky, Solange, Invisible String, Taylor Swift, Old Memories, Alicia Keys, If I Could Turn Back Time, Cher. I think that's pretty accurate. I Miss Those Days, Bleachers, and I Will Always Love You, Dolly Parton.
Aw, those are good. Those are fun.
I know. So I think that's a wrap on Every Summer After. We are going to be... It's a good one. God, I can't wait to read the next one. We're going to keep reading the books. There's one more, which is Every Golden Sun, I think, sorry. Charlie's Story. And then the author also has some other, like, summer romance-y books that are not necessarily connected to this. But, you know, summer vibes, whatever the case may be. Very excited for the TV show coming June 10th. we are planning to watch it and we are planning to review it here on the podcast.
Right here.
So make sure to comment to see our reactions and, you know, a nice like intertwining of listening to our book review here and then the show review. So Summer of Obsession has begun.
We're ready.
Well, thank you all for listening. We hope that you enjoyed Every Summer After. Make sure to join us on Fable for the Grishaverse, as we mentioned, the book club. Make sure to join us on Instagram and TikTok and YouTube. Let us know your thoughts on this book. And we hope that you are obsessing over something great. And happy reading.
Happy reading.